Hey, wake up, goddammit. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Taj Longino Show. And today, I know I'm off schedule. This is a special edition. This is only because we are wanting to discuss BET Awards. We want to discuss media. We want to discuss the issues and everything that's been going on with BET. We know Tyler Perry just took over, but we want to come up with some solutions on, how we can move forward, is making sure that BET Awards is a better experience overall, and also that media gets the proper respect and just do what they deserve. And one of my guests today actually made a post about it and had the same thoughts that I had, and so we just wanted to have a conversation about this and like I said, come up with some solutions. So that way, on the next BET Awards or whatever type of award show it is, that media is treated properly and that the award show is handled properly, and that way we get what we're supposed to get out of these award shows. So I want to welcome to the show Ericalane Brown. How you doing?
Hi.
What's going on?
Here.
So real quick, for the people who are unfamiliar, can you just go ahead and give them a little bit of yourself and your background?
Yeah, I've been known as a celebrity publicist. I'm in a large space of event production, event producer, and a sponsorship director. I've worked with BET several times as one of their partners, producing another smaller award show that's actually coming back out towards the end of the year. And I've done concerts with them where they partner with me as well. So I'm well aware of the BET network and the BET Awards and stuff and what goes on with that. So I thought it would be great to kind of join in and speak on that. I've been in the business probably about like 20 years, for a long time, since I was a kid or whatever. And so I have a lot of knowledge on the entertainment business, the industry, and BET networks.
So I want to just jump right into it because you put a post up about the BET Awards. I'm gonna tell you right off the back, I ain't even watch it. I saw the clips because it wasn't nothing exciting outside of the fact it was the 50-year tribute to hip hop. But usually when the BET Awards come around, we only see a lot of promo online. There's a lot of energy around it. There's a lot of flyers floating around. It's parties. It's day parties. It's night parties. It's club events. It's a lot of events surrounding the BET Awards. And this year, I just didn't see it. In the few parties I saw, Yo Gotti had a party. I know Jason Lee had. I know he was doing something, but I just didn't see it just wasn't there. And I don't even live in LA, so I was like, do I spend the money and take the chance, or do I just fall back? And I decided to fall back. So in your opinion, I'm gonna get to your post, but in your opinion, what happened this year with BET?
I number one, I feel like they started late, so that was a really big thing. I had two BET Awards events for the weekend. I did a big press lounge with Talent and Press, and I did a beauty lounge. But it seemed to me that I was looking for the date of when it would happen, all the way up until mid-April. The team, BET Network's team, they actually didn't know the actual date of the BET Awards. And I kept calling and emailing and saying, hey, when exactly is the awards? And they say, I think it's at the last weekend of June, because that's usually when we have it. And it was I'm like, I think, but you're in the office. I'm talking
Right.
to the BET publicists, and they still didn't know. So it was a little bit of a kind of like a challenge to plan my own stuff. So in good faith, I still did it. I still said, well, I'm just going to go with the last weekend of June, because they do usually have it around that time.
When do you start thinking?
But I was kind of surprised. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. You kind of cut out. Go ahead and finish what you were saying. I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I was saying I was just kind of surprised that their own team, they had no clue about when the date of the BET Awards was. And they also, I noticed that they started late with collecting people for the audience, and also even putting out who was going to be a part of the awards and the nominees and all that. All of that came out late. And to me, this is the first time that they were there. I've seen them late before, but this was like terribly late, just on a scary level. So I don't know if there's a new team there. I know that they haven't been really on point since Deborah Lee and Stephen Hill. And so Stephen Hill and Deborah Lee, they wasn't that great, but they still was better. And this new team they're just not the same. They're not aware of a lot of stuff. So I don't, and then also too with the events, like you said, you didn't see a lot of stuff. I think because so many people was waiting to figure out when it was going to happen because the network didn't know that they all released their stuff late. So I ended up getting like maybe 15, 20 invites to different stuff. So we all ended up competing against each other at the last minute, and people were picking and choosing who were giving gift bags to events that was giving alcohol and free food and stuff. That was the kind of stuff that they were kind of choosing a little more, and that had a lot more stuff going on. But even I had a good talent and press event, but my women's lounge didn't go as great. You know, it was a good setup, but I still didn't get a lot of fact traction and stuff with people actually attending that event, because there was so many events that happened. Like when mine was going on, like 5 to 7 other events was happening at the same time. But I think again we couldn't coordinate with each other because we didn't know. All of us didn't know when the exact date was, and so we just took our chances and threw stuff out.
Wow. And that has never happened before at this level?
I've never seen it happen. Just as long as I've been around, I've known BT Network, like work with them for at least 15 years. For a long time, I've been doing stuff. I partnered with them. They give me money for a lot of my events before. They joined my carpet and sent out their publicists to help. Did a lot of stuff with them before, but that was during a Steve Hill and last name. But once she took over, all of that changed, and I don't really see them doing any partnerships anymore. They used to not do the BET Awards after party, and this year, the first time, they came up with an after party. I haven't seen one in a long time, but they actually had one. I'm not sure how that really went, but I know before when they were having it, everybody was going to everyone else's parties and they weren't really supporting them. And then also too, for the lack of their own professionalism, they lost a lot of sponsors just as the years went by.
Wow.
Years ago, I used to work with them and help them get sponsors, but then because the brand's starting to be watered down and they're not professional on top of it, they lost a lot of sponsors. And I know this year a lot of people were complaining that it wasn't well organized, and they did an audience thing and they cut off a lot of people coming in for the audience to fill up the audience. But then when you get inside, there's still a lot of seats that need to be filled, and then you're still there, and you also notice that the main celebrities aren't there. I know people that have shows on BET Plus who were releasing shows. They competed against themselves and had side parties, not the actors, but BET Plus and BET Her competed against themselves. I know some TV shows that were releasing the same weekend, and they just so happened to what's the word for it? They had their own release events the same time. So when they had these release events, it was during the BET Awards, and they weren't even able to go. They rejected a lot of stars from being there, and they took on a lot of TikTok stars and Instagram and influencers. So it was quite strange.
Yeah, because that's one of the things I noticed when I did see some clips from the award show. It was a lot of empty seats out there. Like there's a Boosie video going around when he was up dancing, and if you look behind all that, it was a bunch of empty seats, and you just never saw that. So I'm trying to figure out, like, we're looking at like what's going on. How do you have empty seats at the BET Awards?
Because they didn't plan accordingly. They came out late, just like you were saying. You're like, do I go? Do I not? Because you were looking at the invites and what was happening. So they started everything late, and it was strange. And oddly, American Express backed them and gave them sponsorship and was helping them sell tickets. But then again, I had some new artists coming into town. I put them in fillers, and they called a lot of people to come out for the audience seat, but they let half of them in. So they still ended up having seats empty, which was strange to me. So I don't know what they're doing. I just feel like the team that they have now, they don't know what they're doing. They rejected Megan Good for tickets, and she was like, what's going on? I'm like, I know you guys know her, but why is she not on there? And so Megan ended up having to sneak in and go with somebody else to get on the carpet, and that was really strange. She was highly upset, and they were like, yeah, we know her, but we're only giving tickets to people who are the performers and the presenters, and that's actually a part of the show. But it didn't make sense, because why do you need these filler seats? You have so many filler seats to use. You could be filling them with the stars. So that was a long time ago. That was in an era where the reality stars was out, but they were just coming out and they weren't respected. Now reality stars are looked at as like stars, and they kind of look at them, and influencers are looked at as stars now, and so
Mhm.
it's I don't know. It's just I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if it's pick or choosing or based off of how they feel or whatever.
Mhm.
But whatever the case is, I think that this team is out of, they just crazy. They don't know what they're doing, because I tried to get them to partner on some really good events and stuff, and they ended up, they said, they basically they didn't believe me. They was like, we don't partner on events and stuff. And I said, well, yeah, you do, because I have proof. And they like, so I had to show them past press release and checks and all kinds of stuff to show
Wow.
them that BET Network does give out money and they do partner. But whoever you guys aren't familiar. You're not doing that. And the reason that they was doing partnerships a long time ago was because their own events wasn't going well. So they started partnering with the side events so that they can make sure they had good exclusive stuff for their own talent to attend. And now I guess the new team that's out there, they just feeling confident and they like, what, we just gonna do it. We gonna do our own stuff, and that's why they brought back their own after party. But it's still not the same, and the sponsors are not falling for it, so they're losing a lot of that. Tyler Perry is supposedly buying the network, but I'm hearing that he rejected the deal, that it's not completely done yet. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I know that some people that I know that work with Tyler Perry has said that he's very meticulous about having things in order and being on point and on time, and so when he come in there, a lot of people is going to be fired, and I'm happy. I'm
Yeah.
happy to hear that.
And they need to. I mean, my whole thing is BET Awards should be our Grammys. BET Awards and the Hip Hop Awards should be our Grammys. But I think that just my personal experience being at the BET experience and just watching the award shows over the years, we kind of just treat it like it's some, we'll go, versus really appreciating that this is for us, by us.
Yeah, that's because it's not us that's just treating them this way. It's how BET is treating us. So it's a reaction to how we're being treated. Is how everything is coming off, because they're acting like our people isn't enough. Now we see why Beyonce and other people who are large don't come to the shows no more, and they try to put together, they try to do something strange, to salute somebody to get the stars out, and it just doesn't work. Not anymore.
No, it's not working. And even from a media standpoint, just getting access to the red carpets and being able to, just being able to, get content, because even when you look at the forums for the media forums, it doesn't. I want to know how they deciding who is allowed and who isn't. Because it's independent media out there that's well deserving of being on the carpets, well deserving of being in the media rooms, and then there's some that still have work to do. But I'm trying to figure out do you know the process of how they're deciding what media is going to be allowed in and who not?
No, I don't know anymore, because they've changed and they have different people that's PR teams that's running the running the carpets and stuff now. So I don't know anymore, because they've changed. Like I knew the criteria of partnering with them, and now there's no criteria. I asked them, I said, well, what is the criteria of you partnering with events and giving money, marketing money and stuff? And they didn't know themselves. So whoever this is working in the office now, they're not the same, and I don't have any answers for that. All we can hope for is for them to get bumped out. We can hope for Tyler coming in. I pray that he gets it, because he's very on point, or somebody that's like him similar to come and clean it up. That's it. That's all we have in our ball court right now.
Do you feel like the BET Awards should be moved out of LA, or do you still think they need time to see how it's gonna, see if Tyler Perry gets, see if there's some changes being made? Do you think should they be given still some time, or do you think it needs to be moved out of LA?
No, I don't, because the stars live here. So it's a lot of more than half of the celebrities live here, and that's another reason why it's perfect here, because they live here and they have the opportunity. But the thing is, it's how they present this to the stars. They need to make it available. If you put it out early enough, the stars can plan so they can come. They should be dropping it in January, February, so we can know. when it's going to happen so they can plan accordingly to come out. They're telling us too late. I mean, we found out like in May when this was going to happen, a month before.
Yeah.
So how do you plan around that when you have TV shows and all kinds of stuff going on? So
Even
it's not so much as about that.
yeah, even us coming from out of town, them. You know how the airline tickets is. If you waiting too late, that's $1,000 ticket right there.
Yeah. So they're not thinking about that and being considerate. But again, it's under the new leadership. Just I remember trying to do something with BET, and I was doing something for Mary J Blige's team, and building a brand lounge and stuff for her. But then I went to Connie and some people on the team to try to get them to partner with us. Instead of them having integrity and saying, we'll give you some money and we'll partner, or we can't do it, they ended up going to hire, they took our idea to hire everybody that was a part of that, and they ended up hiring Mary J Blige by giving her a fat check. She wasn't making that much money on her own event, so she ended up saying, forget it, I won't do my own, I'll do theirs. And that put a lot of people out of work when they did that, from stealing our idea. She didn't protect it because she's thinking, well, I'm getting a fat check, so it don't matter. So for her, it didn't matter other people was going to be out of work, or that other people was already spending time and months on her project. So that's lack of integrity. And then at that point, that person stopped answering my phone calls and stuff, and didn't have anything to do with me because they know that they stole our stuff. So they don't have integrity over there anymore, and it's like they don't care. And whoever this team is, I mean, there's like one good person that I know that's been great. I think his name is Luis or something, Louis, and he's a publicist, like one of the head people over there. And so him, like, he tries, and he happens to be a good seed. He's been there before all those people came on, but a lot of people that are leaders don't have good integrity. They don't respond to emails. They don't do, you call them, they don't call back, and on good projects. So I just hope that they get booted out of there and they go somewhere else, because BET has fired a whole team before, and I'm ready to see it again.
Wow. Let's switch gears real quick, and let's talk about black media and PRs. What's your thoughts on like having a PR union? They have unions for the actors, and what's your thoughts on that?
I think they should. I think they do have. I think it's PSA, a club with publicists that they go and register for, but that's more of the white publicists. I think the black ones do need to form some type of union or whatever. I don't know what would happen if it is formed, but whatever the case is, I think we definitely need it. We do need unity. We were able to open a WhatsApp group where we can kind of work together and help each other. It was called the Road to BET, so that really helped out, and that was good. We do have to have something where we're all coming together and keeping each other abreast of what's going on, so we can be in connection. So I do agree with that. I hope one day it does come about.
Okay. Now, what is your opinion on the state of black media? And two-part question: black media as far as California and LA, and then just overall the state of black media.
I think that it's growing. It has the potential to grow bigger as long as we all work together, because publicists and media people need to work together in order to make it work.
Agreed.
I think that a lot of the smaller outlets are kind of being overlooked, but they need to be uplifted so that we can have more support, because there's not a lot of strong support out there for black media. We definitely need it because we've been bumped out of the way. So if we start to support all of those smaller outlets and in between the medium and the large, that we can definitely get somewhere.
Definitely. I know you do PR work, so if you want to go ahead and share your information where people can reach out to you, for if they need to contact you, if they would like to contact you for work or anything, give me your information real quick.
Definitely. My handle on Instagram is the real Ericalane PR. You can reach me there. My email is very easy. It's publicist Ericalane. That's ERICALANE at Gmail, or you can reach me at publicist@brandmeettheworld.com. So,
all right.
Anyone looking for me, you can always find me on Facebook and under Ericalane Brown, and I also have a PR event group with entertainment and publicists and attorneys and stuff. That's a part of it as well. So that's called the Way of the Publicist. If you want to find that, that's where media and publicists and entertainment people come together there. So it's
Okay.
called the Way of the Publicist if you're looking for it on
Now,
Facebook.
now the awards show. Now the BET Awards are over. Do you have any events coming up? Do you have any events coming up right now?
No, I'm actually pregnant. I'm about to go on maternity leave, so my next stuff is in October.
Okay.
I'll be doing a
Congratulations.
thank you. I'll be doing an A&R and industry salute on October 20th, and then I have a lipstick on a mic concert on October 22nd, and then
Okay.
I'm dropping in November an award show called Eye on Black. So that's
I
about
need to
it.
be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll definitely stay in touch, and I'll definitely get you the information for it.
Okay. Real quick, I got a couple more questions. I'm gonna let you go. I know you got to go. What's
Yeah.
your thoughts on the writer's strike and how that's affecting everything? Because I know that was one of the reasons they blamed how BT Wars turned out
No,
based on the writer's strike.
the writer's strike, that's just media coming to cover it. That has nothing to do with them announcing their information and what's
Hmm.
going on. I loved it and I didn't like it at the same time. I didn't like it because I was partnered with Ebony Magazine to do some stuff and Billboard. They all dropped out because they didn't have any writers to come and cover it. But I love it because it's a chance for the writers to get their due just, to get what they deserve, you know. So if you have to stand out and everybody have to suffer the burn, for the good of a group of people making their stuff happen, then I say that's what needs to happen, even if I'm affected by it.
In your opinion, what's the best way to secure credentials for award shows and other big events uh, aside of award shows?
It's always good to reach out to the publicists of whatever that company is.
Hmm.
Every award show has a publicist that runs stuff, and the publicist usually can share the credential links. There's website links that they usually set up so that people can go on and submit their stuff. But it's the publicist that will lead you to that should be able to tell you that.
And all right, last question. For those who are coming up in the media, right? They're whether they're doing podcasts, whatever it is they're doing in media. What's your advice to them right now, 2023? Because it's totally different than when it was before pandemic, and even before 10 years before
Right.
that. So, what's your thoughts to them? What's your advice to them?
Well, my advice to them is to stay aware. I've had new media people hit me up, and like one person who I've never heard of in my life was like, "Why didn't I get an invite?" And then I go look at her page. She has like 200 followers, and I'm saying, "Well, they're looking. Number one, people want to help people that are able to help them. So if when in the entertainment business, so if you have a reach of 200, no one's going to want to invite you out. Period. So in that case, you need to stay aware. You need to be in the PR groups and the entertainment groups so that you can network and talk to all the right people who are doing everything and making things happen so that you can become a part of these things. And so, and aside of that, just work on posting all the time. Like, because if you're not posting content and you have 200 followers, how much of a word are you actually getting out there that they can trust, to bite out? Because some shows pay for some media to come out, and some shows just invite them out and they can do it themselves. But I wouldn't really invite someone that has like 200 followers onto the carpet, because especially if I'm only taking 60 outlets, I want the top of the top. How you get in there is by, you got to constantly post your content. You need to constantly post content and get stuff out there so that your stuff can go up. And then also just put yourself in front of all these event producers and the publicists, so that, because it's a relationship thing too. If it's not numbers, it's relationship. So you got to make sure that you're connecting with the right people so that you can be abreast of what's going on and you're in the right group, so you can see when they post, here's the contact, here's the invite. Because I told this person, they said, why do you invite me to your stuff? And I said, well, I don't know you. And number two, I posted in a group for
Was that a
everyone.
real question? They
Yeah,
really asked.
they did. But I said, but I posted in a group. I'm in a lot of the PR groups. I posted it for everybody. So all you got to do is go in there and the information is there. You got to look for it and you got to be aware. So that's my advice to those people. Be aware and be a part of it. Join these groups. Go on Facebook. They're all there. And we're in there.
Okay, most definitely. I know you're busy, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. But thank you. And let's do a follow up when you got some time, and then we can extend this conversation.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, no problem. You take care. Have a good one.
You too. Bye bye.
All right, we want to thank Erica. Matter of fact, if you want to follow her, let me put this up on the screen here. up on the screen. Probably should have had it already added in, but I'll add it into once we put the final draft up. But if you want to follow Erica, she's at the Real Erica Lane. That's ERICALANELA. All right, on IG. All right, and then also you can follow her on Facebook. Overall, my message to everybody in media: look, if you really want to do media, if you really want to be in this podcast space, if you want to be in TV production, whether you're a photographer, videographer, if you're a host, if you're doing audio, whatever it is your role is in the platform, whether you have a magazine, print magazine, online magazine, whatever it is your role, just make sure that you always constantly work on your craft. Make sure that you're constantly networking, whether it be on the gram, TikTok, whatever. Continue to put your face out there, put your brand out there. Make sure people know exactly who you are and what you're doing. That's the way that you can continue to build your brand, build awareness, and then maybe one day it'll happen. I've been in this game 10 years, and like I told you, we have never gotten approved for the official carpet, but we have been able to get down to BT. So I just want to say, Tyler Perry, I hope that you get a hold of BT. Clean house. If you need some assistance, we got you. All right, but we want to get BT Awards back to the level that it used to be, because BT Awards for us by us, and it needs to be respected and appreciated on the level of Grammys and Oscars, and we just got to get this thing back together. So I just want to thank everybody for checking out the Taj Longino Show. Hope that was some valuable information for those that are in media, that want to be a part of media. She gave out a lot of jewels in this short interview. So please go back. We can play this back, write down the information, take your notes, and go add yourself to the Facebook groups. Add yourself to the WhatsApp conversation. Add yourself to the IGs. Make sure that you're following these publicists and staying connected with them and conversating with them. So that way, when the events come around and their opportunities come, you can, you'll be the one that they think about, because y'all have the relationship. All right. So just remember that. All right. Make sure that you download the official Taj Longino Show app. You can go in your Google Play Store, go on the Apple Store, type in Taj Longino Show, download the app, sign up, and if you want to subscribe, we definitely appreciate that as well. All right, follow me on the gram. You can follow me on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Taj Longino Show. All right, and like I always tell everybody, each one, reach one, teach one. Wake up, goddammit.